Good evening and welcome to Vic Adams Field here at North Bend High School as Henley wraps up the regular season against the North Bend Bulldogs. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik underneath the beautiful full moon here at Vic Adams Field. It is senior night and homecoming here for the Bulldogs. They're going to be trying to keep the good vibes going with an upset over the Hornets. Meanwhile, Henley will try to come through and crash the party to claim the number 1 seed. We're going to take a break. Pre-game show on the other side. We will break down how each team did last week and hear from Henley head coach Alex Stork. All that and more on the other side of this break. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. You're listening to Henley Football on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
As a person, I love to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So let's start here.
During the Les Schwab Founders Celebration Sale, save up to $150 instantly on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever. Wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face. I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Good. I gained over 24 pounds. I lost motivation in working out. I lost motivation in eating healthy. And for me, if I'm not active, I just don't eat well. But then I started taking a class at Harbor's gym called High Low. The first week I felt like I didn't fit in and I couldn't do it. But the instructor was so kind and thanked me for coming and told me how well I did. I was like, no, I wasn't, but it made me come back the next week and the next week. And soon enough, I was keeping up with the class. I started introducing more classes and then going Saturdays. I learned how to lift weights accurately with repetition. I started lifting on my own. I started golfing too with my husband. And all of a sudden, I was buying salads instead of sandwiches. Small victories happened week by week, and it's 100% because of Harbor, their staff, their gym, the golf. My husband is getting out of the house and working out with me. His golf game is increasing, we're lifting together, and we feel good. Harbor, where I lost my reins and got my gains.
Welcome back. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik as we are just a few minutes away from kickoff. Let's take a look at how these teams fared last week. North Bend traveled to Ashland. They lost 44-20 in a bit of an upset. That snapped a 3-game win streak for the Bulldogs. Meanwhile, I think pretty much everyone around the state knows what happened with Henley last week, Kevin. They traveled to Mazama for a matchup to the top 2 ranked teams in 4A. Pretty much everyone thought this would go the distance, but it ended up looking like most other Henley games this season, a running clock win. 42-14. It was 14-7 at halftime, but the Hornets went on a 28-0 run in the second half to snap Mazama's 9-year league championship streak. It was also the worst home loss for the Vikings since Vic Lease became head coach in 2013.
Yeah, that was a highly anticipated game, of course, and Mazama had a pretty good first half, but Henley took care of business there in the second.
We'll step aside for the national anthem. We'll be right back.
There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back. We had a chance to catch up with Henley head coach Alex Stork before this game. Let's hear what he had to say about tonight. Yeah, you heard him talk there about the turnover margin. Henley has dominated the turnover margin this season, 28-9, and they can do it any which way. Hornets forced 3 fumbles against Mazama last week. They had 3 interceptions against Marshfield the week before that. They've also gone 3 straight games without turning the ball over themselves. This is a dangerous defense, and it only helps even more when their offense can hang on to the ball. We've got one more break. Kickoff on the other side. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. You're listening to Henley Football on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person, I love to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So third year.
During the Les Schwab Founders Celebration Sale, save up to $150 instantly on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate! So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Welcome back. Henley kicking off to start the first half. And Jaime Pisano boots that one right to the edge of the end zone. It'll go for a touchback. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. And Kevin, we saw that a lot at Mazama last week. Jaime has been excellent recently with these with his kickoffs.
Yeah, he's a real weapon. That's part of the strategy. You don't want to have those run backs. Don't take the chance. Just get the ball out of the end zone. And North Bend will start off at their own 20.
So after that touchback by Pisano, the North Bend offense will come out, start at their own 20, led by quarterback Cole Hansen. Ranks 4th in 4A with 1,873 passing yards, and he hands it off on the opening play. The run picks up just a few. Luke Wheeling gets the handoff. And they will mark him down at the 24. So that'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the Bulldogs here. They line up with 2 receivers on either side. Wheeling on the left hip of Hansen. Gets the handoff again, and nothing doing there. He's stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Logan Whitlock in there in a hurry from his linebacker spot to make that tackle. That'll bring up our first 3rd down situation. North Bend quick on the football.
They call it 3rd and 5. 2 on either side. Wheeling to the right of Hansen, who drops back. It's a quick throw, and it's caught for the first down. That's Sean Wilder on the reception. And it moves North Bend up to the 32.
That was a good route, just right in the middle, just found a little hole, just past the sticks. Well done for the Bulldogs. They pick up a first down. Logan Whitlock there on the coverage.
About the same formation. Hansen back in the shotgun. This time he hands it off, and whoa, what a hit! Logan Whitlock just streaking in to lay out Isaiah DeBella.
Yeah, Logan's been unblocked the last couple of run plays, and he made a strong hit there. No gain.
Well, we know what he can do as a running back, but he's also a pretty good linebacker, as you just saw. Hansen back to throw, a short throw, and wide open is DeBella. And he's able to turn that into a nice gain. Up close to the 40, it'll be 3rd and looks like about 3 for the Bulldogs.
Kyle Nichols with the stop there. A few yards short of the first down.
Third and 3, North Bend from their own 39. Hansen, the keeper. Hansen. It's close, but it looks like he's got the first down.
He got just enough. Cohen Redmond there with the tackle, but not until a first down for North Bend.
North Bend stringing together a pretty nice opening drive so far.
It's the first team we've seen in a while that has some pace. They'll hurry up and move the football.
2 receivers on either side. 1st and 10, North Bend from their own 43. Hand off and immediately brought down is DeBella.
That was Whitlock again. He's causing a lot of trouble in there. Another tackle for Logan.
Inside 9 minutes to go. It's the first drive of the game here in the first quarter. North Bend on their homecoming and senior night. Hansen. Quick throw out to Nelson, and Aiden Nelson doesn't get very far, only a gain of a couple.
Good work by the defense that time. They allowed the catch, but didn't allow the run after the catch, so a very short game. And that'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Aiden Nelson, the leading receiver on this North Bend team, came into this game 46 receptions for 596 yards on the season. Now the Bulldogs come out, trips left on 3rd and 9. Hansen back to throw, zips one over the middle, and it's almost intercepted. It really should have been intercepted by Whitlock. Hit him right in the hands.
Shively had the coverage on the receiver. Whitlock was kind of just playing center field, and he was right in the path of the ball there. Had a chance at interception, but it will be 4th down.
So the Bulldogs' opening drive stalls out near midfield, and Sam Mickelson will punt from his own 32. It's a low kick, end over end, and Luke Bennett's not going to touch that one. He'll watch it get downed just inside his own 20.
That was a typical opening drive there for the Henley defense. They may give up 1 or 2 first downs, then they kind of stiffen up, get tough, and they'll get the football for the first time here in the ball game.
With 8 minutes even on the clock here in the first quarter, Henley comes out for their opening drive.
We'll see how Henley's speed compares against North Bend here tonight. Team's having trouble stopping the run against the Hornets.
Hornets number 1 in the OSAA 4A rankings and a unanimous number 1 in the coaches poll, trying to secure the number 1 seed here tonight as Whitlock gets the handoff. Whitlock looked like he was about to turn it upfield but got tripped up. It'll be a pretty decent gain, though, close to the first down.
That was fortunate he got tripped up. If he had high-stepped out of there, he may have been a lot longer.
Whitlock held to a season-low 80 yards against Mazama last week. Still scored 2 touchdowns, though. 2 receivers on either side for Joe Janney. Whitlock from the right hip of Janney. Janney looking to throw. Janney in trouble. He's got a man open downfield, but he runs it himself and picks up the first down. Oh. Henley's Henley has 2 running threats in the backfield. And now a carry.
Time.
All right.
Get the play from the sidelines.
Six and a half minutes to go here in the first quarter. 2 receivers on either side as Janney drops back to throw, lets it fly, and dropped. Incomplete, deep down the field.
That was Mark Carpenter out there, and he wishes he had that back. Pretty good throw by Joe. He put it right where he needed to, but he couldn't make the reception. And that'll lead to a 3rd down situation for Henley.
So it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Hornets. 2 receivers on either side. Whitlock on the left hip of Janney. Quick throw out to Whitlock. Whitlock makes a man miss. He's got a block, and he is loose down to the 35 of North Bend before he's finally forced out of bounds.
We've seen that play a few times. They don't use it very often, but just a little swing pass. They'll just kind of flare Whitlock out to one side or the other, get him the ball in open space and see what he can do with it. That time, big gain into North Bend territory, 1st and 10.
Trips right, 1 to the left. Whitlock on the right hip of Janney. Janney back to throw. Janney scrambling right. Janney's still going. Janney's got the 1st down and more. Joe Janney down inside the 20. Well, what did I say, Kevin? Henley has 2 great rushers in the backfield.
Right. We haven't had to see Joe run a whole lot, but people are always surprised the first 1 or 2 carries he gets. That defense is surprised how quick he is. And he got around the end that time, picked up another Henley 1st down.
Whitlock. Touchdown, Henley. He is so smooth.
A 12-yard touchdown run for Logan Whitlock. Henley gets their first score of the ball game.
PAT is up and good. So with 5:32 in the first quarter, Henley takes a 7-0 lead. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. We'll be right back. You're listening to Henley Football on 4-3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
I mean, it looks, well, okay. Doesn't seem like we have levels. Jaime Pisano getting set to kick off for Henley after they've taken a 7-0 lead with 5:32 to go here in the first quarter. This one is going to be returned, and getting up just past the 25 is Sean Wilder.
Jaime Pisano with the tackle. I'm always impressed with a kicker that can follow his kick and make a good tackle. That's what Jaime did that time. And that'll set up North Bend with their second possession of the game at about the 28-yard line. Henley with a nice opening possession offensively. Just teams have not been able to control that running game. Whitlock finds room and was successful again with another touchdown here in the first quarter.
So North Bend, two receivers on either side. Hansen launches it, and just off the outstretched hand of Aiden Nelson.
That was good coverage that time from Connor Shively on the outside. Did a nice job staying with the receiver. Hansen kind of had to try to loop it over the top toward the sideline. And the ball was just a little far. Incomplete. Second down.
Hansen all alone back in the shotgun. 5:19 to go in the first quarter. North Bend trying to answer after Logan Whitlock's opening drive touchdown.
Hansen's a capable runner as well. That time he faked the handoff to his back, kept it. They've done that a couple times. He picked up a few there. And the Bulldogs now looking at another 3rd and long situation. Ball at their own 31-yard line. Henley leading 7-0. 4:47 left to play here in the first quarter. Hansen throwing again to the outside, but he's hit immediately. That's Montag over there. And it looks like the punting unit will be coming out for North Bend. Another good defensive stop from the Hornets. Henley defense really doing a good job with the takeaway margin this year. Haven't had any takeaways yet tonight, but a couple of nice stops. North Bend punt rolls its way to the Henley 41 and stops there, and that's where the Hornets will take over 1st and 10 for their second offensive possession of the game. Hornets lead this one 7-0. We're early. About 4 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. And the Hornets march out there. They've done this all year. They've never really had to hurry their offense. They'll take their time. They'll get the call from the sidelines. Line up. Take their time. Execute the play. Janny fakes a handoff to Whitlock, gets the ball to the outside. That's Bennett. He's got room. 40, 30. He will score. 20-10 touchdown Hornets.
And just like that, it's a 13-0 lead for Henley pending the PAT. 3:49 left in the first quarter.
That's that play where they just take one step and just throw it to the outside and just kind of see what that receiver can do. And he was able to get a good block and make his way down for a touchdown. Extra point's good. And Henley leads now 14-0 over North Bend with 4:49 left to play here in the first quarter.
We'll take a break. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. You're listening to Henley Football on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com. Welcome back. Henley with a 14-0 lead over North Bend, as Pisano's kickoff takes a bit of an unfriendly bounce. Well, that might as well have been a touchback, though, as Sean Wilder gets laid out at the 20.
That was Ronan right there in a hurry to make that tackle. Yeah, that kickoff was kind of a strange kick. It kind of bounced at the 20. They just kind of died right there. And the North Bend receiver had to scramble to get the football. Ronan Wright really coming on for the Hornets late in the season. He had 15 tackles last week against number 2 Mazama. So he's really coming on as a defender for Henley.
So North Bend now finding themselves down 2 touchdowns here in the first quarter, trying to answer. Hansen, quick throw. Oh my.
Bryson Montag right there. That was the same play Henley just ran, just kind of got a quick pass to the outside. But Henley kind of read that very well. And that was a big loss. They lost about 3 on that play.
Henley has been laying the boom early here in North Bend. You know, after that game against Mazama, you kind of worry about big win hangover, as the pass complete up to the 35 for a first down.
That was a nice pass. This team will pass, and they're 4th and 4A, but not because they've been behind and have to play catch-up. This is a legitimate passing offense. They can throw the football. And now that they're down by a couple scores, we may see a lot of that. Well done.
Daniel George on the reception there. Good way to bounce back from getting laid out for a loss the play before. And this time getting laid out for a loss is Isaiah DeBella.
Nolan Sieben. Nice tackle. Nolan's in there in a hurry. Another first down play that goes for a loss of a couple.
2.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Henley with the 14-0 lead. North Bend facing a 2nd and 12 from their own 33. Handoff up the middle and wrapped up after a gain of about 5 is DeBella.
Yeah, Thomas Bakke, a nice strong arm tackle there. Had a good wrap, brought the ball carrier down. And that'll force that 3rd and long. That's what Henley wants. Get teams in 3rd and long. Force them to do something they don't want to do and try to get the football back to that offense.
3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs. Working from their own 37. 2 receivers on either side. Hansen back to throw, looking over the middle and caught for the first down. Trying to turn and run, but brought down by 3 Henley players was Monaco Morris.
I like what I'm seeing from North Bend's passing game. They're really good at knowing down and distance. They get their receivers run routes that are efficient. They get to the first down marker. Then they find space. And Hansen's a good quarterback. He puts the ball right where he needs to. North Bend making a little drive happen here. 1st and 10.
2 receivers on either side again. This is how North Bend likes to line up as they hand it off to Luke Wheeling. He gets to about the 50-yard line. Gain of 3, so that'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Ronan right there to make the stop. Henley playing with confidence. Sometimes you have a big game, you talk about a hangover. Sometimes it actually gives you a little more confidence. I think the team, they look strong tonight. A lot of energy, both offensively and defensively.
Keeper for Hansen. He has a gap, and he's into the secondary. Cole Hansen down to the Henley 40.
Yeah, that was a good play call. They saw something they liked there. He had a lot of room in the middle. Just took the snap and didn't hesitate at all. Quarterback run, and that was enough for a first down. probably be the last play of the first quarter.
Imagine so. They are lining up. We'll see if they try to get it off. Nope, that's the horn. It's the end of the first quarter. Henley 14, North Bend nothing. But the Bulldogs are in Hornets territory. We'll take a break. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. You're listening to Henley Football on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the second quarter here at North Bend. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. Henley with a 14-0 lead, but North Bend has a 1st and 10 on the Henley 39. They come out trips left. Cole Hansen hands it off. It's DeBella, and he gets a few. Down to the 35. So I'll call it a gain of 4.
Cohen Redmond again. We've been calling his name a lot this year as well. That time he had to pursue the carrier and did a good job making the tackle before he got too far downfield. 2nd down.
Looks like about the same formation. Flag comes in as Hansen takes it himself. We'll see if this one's coming back. He got down close to the 25. Flag came in almost as soon as it was snapped. So it's a false start against North Bend.
That'll move them back 5 yards after a good play. Henley's going to have to maybe account for Hansen as a runner. He's been successful the last few times he's run the football.
Yeah, definitely. Hansen, a senior 3-sport athlete, also plays basketball and runs track. So you see a bit of those wheels on display there. Now he drops back under pressure, evades a sack, rolls right, gets it off, and caught. Heading out of bounds is Sean Wilder down around the 25, and that's going to move the chains for a 1st down.
That was a nice play by Hansen. Kyle Nichols was in there. He had good penetration, and he was giving him a little bit of trouble, but he sprinted to his right, threw the ball on the run, and put it right on the money. 1st down.
Spotted at the 26. Hansen tried to keep it, but this time he's wrapped up and driven back.
That's Thomas Bakke again. Thomas really good on the interior there for Henley. There's no gain.
North Bend now taking their time a bit to get that call in from the sideline. A bit of deviation from the tempo that we've seen from them so far. Trips left. Hansen back to throw. Under pressure, lets it fly down the left side, and wide open for the touchdown is Daniel George. I think that was Connor Shively who kind of sold out to try to get the interception or the pass breakup. Unable to get a hand on the ball. So it's a touchdown for North Bend.
Well, we're learning that if you give Hansen time, he will put the ball wherever it needs to be. That was a great pass. It's a long pattern down the near side, and that was an easy touchdown.
Bit of a delay here as North Bend, I don't think they had their kicking tee ready. Clayton Wharton on for the PAT. It is up and good. So with 10:22 left in the second quarter, North Bend gets on the board and cuts Henley's lead to 14-7. We'll be right back. Matt Bowling here alongside Petrik. You're listening to Henley Football on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
During the Les Schwab Founders Celebration Sale, save up to $150 instantly on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Welcome back. North Bend gets on the board, cuts Henley's lead to 14-7 after a 21-yard touchdown pass from Cole Hansen to Daniel George. Now Clayton Wharton with a short kick. Fumbled but recovered quickly and up past the 35 on a short return. Interesting decision there by North Bend to kind of go for the pooch kick.
Yeah, that ended up just kind of being a mess. A lot of bodies in the middle of the field there, but Henley does keep possession. And so they will start at their own 36 as they lead by 7. Henley offense really hasn't had too much trouble yet so far in the game. But if North Bend can move the football like they did that last possession, we may have a little bit of a shootout. North Bend won 7 of 8 games before last week, so they know how to win football games, and they know how to move the football.
Hornets come out, 2 receivers on either side with Whitlock on the right hip of Janney, working from their own 36. Bennett in motion. Flag comes in as Janney on the keeper. Gets to midfield, but this one's probably going to be coming back based on where the flag is. It's illegal. Looks like illegal motion. So that'll not only erase the nice run by Joe Janney.
Yeah, that'll move the Hornets back. They'll get first down again. Be a little bit longer.
Puts the ball back near the 31-yard line. First down and 15.
Trips right, one to the left. Whitlock on the right side of Janney. He takes the handoff and is met immediately. That's going to be a loss. We do have another penalty. It's on the far side. It's a false start against Henley. They'll decline it.
Henley's been well disciplined this year. They haven't had a lot of penalties. That's the first time we've seen 2 in a row all season.
2nd and 15 for the Hornets from their own 31. Henley leads 14-7, 9:43 remaining in the second quarter here in the regular season finale. It's senior night and homecoming for North Bend. Coming off an upset loss to Ashland last week. Janney rolling right, quick throw, bounces up and intercepted. Monaco Morris, he might house this one. Down into the 20, down inside the 10 and pushed out. That was just a tip drill for North Bend. And now the Bulldogs are under 10 yards away from tying this game.
Yeah, we talked about the takeaways, the margin. Henley's dominated that stat all year, and they give the ball up just what you don't want to see. When that ball gets popped in the air, it's free game, and the North Bend defender was in the right spot and brought it with a nice run back all the way down to the 10-yard line. North Bend's got a good chance to tie this ball game.
And for Henley, that snaps their 3-game turnover-free streak. Although that one really was just unlucky. Now the defense needs a stop to keep the lead. Trips left, one to the right. Handoff goes nowhere. Isaiah DeBella gets laid out by Redmond.
Cohen again with a big tackle. That was a big tackle on first down. Lost a couple.
Read that one the whole way. Redmond had a sack against Mazama last week. 2nd and goal, Bulldogs from the 10. Low snap, picked up, thrown over the middle, caught for the touchdown. Aiden Nelson. So just like that, Henley's lead is a PAT away from being gone. 14-0 at the end of the first. Looked like yet another game the Hornets were getting ready to run away with. But the Bulldogs have gotten up and hit back. It's 14-14 with 8:41 remaining in the first half. We'll take a break. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. You're listening to Henley Football on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Welcome back. 2 quick touchdowns for North Bend has tied the game up with 8:41 to go in the second quarter. It's 14-14.
That's how quickly things can change. You get a good turnover. You move the football on a couple possessions, and Henley finds himself in a tie with 8:40 left to play here in the first half.
Kickoff rolls out for a touchback. Well, last year when these teams played at Henley, it was also a pretty tight game in the second quarter. Henley actually found themselves down by 10 midway through the quarter, but proceeded to score 49 straight points for a 56-24 win.
Yeah, if I remember that game last year, it was a little different situation. I think North Bend went more ball control. They kind of dominated the line of scrimmage in that game, and then Henley figured things out in the second half. Today, it's a little different tonight. North Bend slinging the ball, throwing it a lot, and getting that fortunate turnover.
2 receivers on either side for Joe Janney with Whitlock on his right hip. Whitlock gets the handoff. Whitlock has a hole. Whitlock shoves a defender down, and he rumbles his way to the 40. That's a way to get going if you're the Henley offense.
That's a typical Logan Whitlock run right there. He's just as strong as he is quick. And Henley with a big first down. Try to retake the lead on this drive.
Henley, 1st and 10 from the 40. Their own 40, that is. Trips right, one to the left. Whitlock on the left hip of Janney. Whitlock gets the handoff. Whitlock dodges a tackler. Whitlock juking his way up to the 50.
He's so good at that. North Bend actually did a nice job getting into the backfield, but he made just a crazy move. He has good lateral movement and good vision. And he moves the sticks again.
Trips right, one to the left. Whitlock on the left hip of Janney. Hornets on the 50-yard line. 7:55 to go in the second quarter. It's a tie game, and a flag comes in before the snap. Bulldogs jumped offside, so that'll move them up to the North Bend 45.
That'll give Henley a 1st and 5. This is a good down. You can be a little creative here if you need to. See what Coach Pashy dials up.
They keep the formation. 1st and 5. Whitlock gets the carry. Whitlock spins out of one tackle, but is brought down by a trailing defender.
Yeah, Logan Hall got there in a hurry for North Bend. And that was a short gain. That'll bring up a 2nd down and long for Henley.
Trips right, one to the left. Whitlock on the left hip of Janney. 2nd and 6 for Henley. Whitlock gets the carry. Whitlock with a hole. Whitlock will get almost to the 35. He will move the chains.
Good work that time by the offensive line for Henley. Made a lot of room for Logan to get through that time.
Trips right, one to the left. Whitlock on the right hip of Janney. Hornets on the North Bend 36. Designed run for Janney. Janney with blocks. Janney tripped up at the 20.
He had a nice block on the outside. Cole Davis really threw a nice block on the near sideline to spring Joe for another big gain and another 1st down.
Inside 6.5 to go in the first half in a 14-14 game. Joe Janney's run has the Hornets in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 20. Trips left. Whitlock on the right hip of Janney. Whitlock doesn't get much further than the line of scrimmage. Picks up a couple.
Henley tried kind of a strange formation that time. They had 3 receivers stacked on the far side, but that was just a decoy. They were going to Whitlock the whole time. He just picked up a yard.
Second and 9. Now 5.5 to go in a 14-14 game here at North Bend. Trips left, one to the right. Whitlock. Fake handoff. Janney rolling, throws, and caught inside the 5.
That was well done from quarterback Joe Janney. He rolled to his right. It was good play action. I think everybody thought Whitlock was going to get the football. He threw a dart right at the near sideline, near the end zone. Luke Bennett with the catch.
Nice grab by the senior. Sets up Henley with a 1st and goal on the 5. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Whitlock on the left hip of Janney. Whitlock gets the handoff, breaks left, and wide open. Touchdown, Henley. Great response by the Hornets, who go up 20-14 with 5:11 to go in the second quarter, PAT pending.
Henley's offense really is executing well tonight. The only drive that they haven't scored, of course, was when they had their turnover. If they can maintain possession, they can find the end zone pretty regularly if the game keeps going in this direction. Good drive by the Hornets.
Jaime Pisano's PAT is up and good. So it's 21-14 Henley with 5:11 to go in the first half here at North Bend. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. You're listening to Henley Football on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
All right, so after that kickoff return, North Bend will start from their own 27, looking to answer Henley's go-ahead touchdown. Bulldogs rallied from a 14-0 deficit to tie the game before Henley answered on the last drive. Hansen on the keeper. Good run by Cole Hansen. And that's going to move the chains for a first down.
North Bend doing a good job. They're figuring out what's working, and they're sticking with it. The quarterback run's working, passing game is working, and that's what they've been relying on these last two drives.
Hansen back to throw, zips one, and another near interception. That time it was Jason Kern.
Yeah, that's the first time tonight we've seen there was a little miscommunication between Hansen and his receiver out there. The receiver was going deep. I think he thought he was going to do a flag route to the outside, so that ball falls incomplete and brings up a second down.
Second and 10. Bulldogs from their own 38. Hansen evades a sack. Hansen still going. Gets up to the 45. 46 is where they'll spot him.
It's a good scramble and run there from Hansen. Logan Whitlock kind of wrangled him down before he could get the first down, so that brings up a big third down here.
Tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Just over 4 minutes left to play here in the half.
So 3rd and 3. Trips left, one to the right. Hansen, quick throw out, and sidestepping a tackler is DeBella, and he'll pick up the first down.
That was just a simple little, like a screen pass to the near side, and Logan Whitlock had a chance to get him. He just missed the tackle, so there wasn't much of a gain there, but it was enough for a first down. We'll see how this Henley defense responds. I thought the offense did a really nice job, a little bit of adversity. Henley hasn't been behind or tied many games this year. So the offense did a good job maintaining their composure.
Inside 3.5 minutes to go. North Bend trying to tie the game heading into halftime. Hansen, quick throw, bobbled, caught, but brought down immediately is Monaco Morris.
Montag out there. He does a really good job. If they catch the ball in front of him, he's a sure-handed tackler, and he limits that gain. So the pass was complete, but only for a yard or two. Well done out there.
Monaco Morris was the one that had the interception. Tip drill as Hansen back to throw. Overthrows Morris that time. It would have been a wide open touchdown if he had been able to haul it in.
Good play call out there on the far side. He was open. Man, that was a bullet. He threw that ball hard. Just kind of sailed past his receiver. And that leads to 3rd and long for North Bend.
3rd and 8. Bulldogs on the Hornets 47. 2:46 to go in the half. Henley leads 21-14. Designed run for Hansen, and he won't get the first down. Well, maybe he will on the second effort. Wow, it looked like they had Hansen stood up, but he was able to dive forward for the last few yards.
That was a good effort. You know, you tell your kids to play to the whistle, and the North Bend line, they kept pushing. It was kind of stagnant for a second, but that second effort was enough to get the first down.
Hansen, another keeper. This time a short gain. Clock approaching 2 minutes. Well, Henley gave up a late touchdown. Actually, a buzzer-beating touchdown at the end of the first half against Mazama last week.
Right.
We'll see if they can get the stop here tonight.
North Bend now almost exclusively running their quarterback at this point. He's been successful.
Trips right, one to the left. Hansen back to throw. Lets it fly over the middle and over the head of Aiden Nelson.
Carpenter on the coverage, pretty good coverage. This is the first time this year we've seen Henley has to be careful the receivers do not get behind them. That would have been a dangerous touchdown.
3rd and 7 for the Bulldogs on the Henley 35. 1:34 to go in the first half. Henley leads 21-14. Hornets trying to lock up the number 1 seed, and they definitely need the win to do that. Trips left, one to the right. Hansen back to throw. Under pressure. Hansen scrambling right. Hansen going. And does he have the first down? He does.
There's a big collision over there between Whitlock and Hansen. But I think it's just enough. Yeah, it's a first down.
And North Bend is going to take a timeout here. We'll go ahead and keep it here with 1:25 remaining in the half. North Bend with a first down on the Henley 26.
Yeah, time's not yet a factor. They still have 2 timeouts. There's 1:25 left, so given their ability to throw the football and stop the clock, North Bend's got plenty of time to try to tie the score with the ball just outside the 25.
This is really the first time all season that Henley has really struggled to stop a run, specifically a running quarterback in Cole Hansen.
Right. This is as good an offense as we've probably seen this year. Definitely the best passing game we've seen this year.
They come out, 2 on either side. Hansen back to throw. Hansen with time. Hansen right side caught. Flag comes in. This might be coming back. It's in the vicinity of a hold. It's a block below the waist, actually, against North Bend.
Yeah, that's a good break there for Henley.
minute 19 to go in the first half. And that will move the Bulldogs back quite a bit.
Yeah, North Bend's doing a nice job finding space for their receivers. Their receivers run good routes. They're finding a lot of room out there. And the quarterback is very effective. He'll put the ball where he needs to. I'm sure at halftime, Henley coaches will be discussing what they can do to stop that passing game a little bit.
That's going to move it all the way back to the 41-yard line. So a huge break for Henley if they can make it count.
Clock is running. 1:10 left to play here in the first half.
1st and 25 for North Bend. 2 receivers on either side. Hansen back to throw. Over the middle. Caught. Bobbled. Should have been intercepted. It was right in the arms of Luke Bennett, but it popped out.
It came in there so quickly he didn't have a chance to grip it. It was kind of a ricochet more than the last interception kind of popped in the air. This is more of a ricochet, a little quicker, but still good defense. And the incompletion that will stop the clock with 57 seconds and bring up a second down for North Bend.
Bulldogs on the Hornets 41, 57.2 seconds on the clock. Henley leads 21-14. Hansen back to throw. Hansen tries to run away with it, and he is brought down.
That was good work by the defensive line from Henley.
Luke Chase stepping up to make the play there, and that'll force another North Bend timeout.
Yeah, that was a huge play. And North Bend now having to deal with down and distance as well as time. It's 3rd and after that penalty and after that sack, it's 3rd and a lot.
3rd and 29, the scoreboard says.
So we'll see what North Bend does here. If they want to try to get half, maybe on this down, instead of go for the whole yard to gain, or if they want to try to go deep, you may even consider a field goal in this situation if you can get down near the 20.
Important to note, too, Henley gets the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
Right.
So that has to factor into North Bend's decision-making here. Trips left. Hansen back to throw. Hansen under pressure, rolling right, lets it fly, and out of bounds.
That was a wise decision just to throw the football away there. Henley defensive backs had good coverage on that. And the Henley line with some good pressure. So that's just what you want. And that brings up 4th down. North Bend's in punt formation.
And they will punt. It's a pretty short kick. We'll see if Bennett he does scoop it up, but gets hit immediately and goes down at the 25. 30.3 on the clock.
I'm laughing because that was an aggressive play, but we know he makes those no matter what the situation. And he was able to grip it, pick up a few yards.
Yeah, he is an excellent returner. Has a Division III offer from Linfield. So Henley will start on their own 26, leading 21-14, 30.3 seconds on the clock here in the first half. We'll see what they do here. They get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. 2 receivers on either side. Whitlock on the left hip of Janney. Whitlock gets the handoff. Whitlock turn it upfield. Whitlock still going. Whitlock to the 45-yard line of North Bend. Flag comes in at the end of the run. Alex Stork immediately calls timeout.
We have a lot to sort out. Yeah, we have a lot to sort out here.
We'll see if the flag adds or subtracts from the run. I think I heard at least one person on the Henley sideline thought it was a horse collar. Definitely seemed like a defender kind of had his hand up.
That's going to be on. That's going to be on
It's
Henley.
an offensive face mask penalty.
Coach Stork not thrilled with that call.
You don't really see that called very often, Kevin.
Yeah, usually with a runner trying to stiff arm or lead with his arm, sometimes he'll get his hand caught up in the face mask. I think that's what happened there.
So that moves Henley back to the 31.
So 21 seconds left. We'll see if Henley stays aggressive or just tries to run out the half. Well, they're calling a timeout, so they have something in mind. Coach Pauschy rounds them up, and we'll see what they decide to do.
So let's talk about what's at stake here in this game. Henley, we mentioned, is trying to lock up the number 1 seed, but that is determined by the OSAA computer rankings. And we've seen some strange things happen with the computer rankings this year. Henley was number 1. They dropped to number 2 after blowing out number 9 Marshfield. So you kind of have to think that Henley not just wants to get the win here, they want to win convincingly enough to keep the computer from doing something crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy math. I think with a Henley win of any kind, I think they will stay number 1. North Bend's got a lot at stake here. They're number 11, and they will make the playoffs. They've had a good season, and so they'll either slide up or down, might get a home game. You just never know what happens. So
yeah, North Bend should absolutely be in the playoffs no matter what happens tonight.
Yeah.
They have the head-to-head over Marshfield for the third place spot in the league. As the handoff goes for a short gain, and Henley called another timeout.
Yeah, that was just kind of a straight-ahead run, but Henley wants to use
Marshfield playing Mazama tonight. We'll see. We'll see which of those scores we can round up for you at halftime.
17.
Yeah, Henley's trying to use up all of this clock and trying to move the football. They've used all their timeouts. I guess they do have one left. The ball's at the 35, their own 35, so we'll see what they do here.
"17 seconds to go. Henley from their own 35. Janney will throw. Janney launches it deep. Bennett overshot him.
Yeah, Henley's going for it. That's an aggressive play call.
Very aggressive.
They threw it deep down the sideline. He was pretty well covered, so the ball just sailed a little far.
You have to wonder if Alex Stork might be thinking the same thing we are, that Henley might have to win by a pretty sizable margin in order to really secure the number 1 seed and not have any computer black magic rob them of what they've really earned. Trips right. Janney, designed run to the right. Janney still going. Janney to the 50, and that's probably going to be the last play of the half. No.
Yeah, Henley.
Stork uses his last time out.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to use the whole half, so the ball's right at midfield. They'll have time for one more play. This is a good time to get work in for this end of game situations, end of the half. Coach Pauschy has shown he'll call any play at any time. So
yeah,
it's a 1st and 10, but that won't matter. There's just 3 seconds left here in the second quarter.
Joe Janney ranked as the number 44 sophomore in all of Oregon by Prep Red Zone. Has an empty backfield here for what will likely be the final play of the half. 3.5 seconds. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Whitlock comes in motion. They hand it to Whitlock. It's a sweep. Whitlock, as the horn sounds, still going. Shaking his way out of a tackle, but only makes it to the North Bend 45. So that is how we will end the first half. Henley 21, North Bend 14. It was a 14-0 lead for Henley, but the Bulldogs have fought their way back to make this a tight one. Henley gets the ball to start the third quarter. We'll take a break. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. You're listening to Henley Football on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
I gained over 24 pounds. I lost motivation in working out. I lost motivation in eating healthy. And for me, if I'm not active, I just don't eat well. But then I started taking a class at Harbor's gym called High Low. The first week I felt like I didn't fit in and I couldn't do it, but the instructor was so kind and thanked me for coming and told me how well I did. I was like, no, I wasn't, but it made me come back the next week and the next week. And soon enough, I was keeping up with the class. I started introducing more classes and then going Saturdays. I learned how to lift weights accurately with repetition. I started lifting on my own. I started golfing too with my husband. And all of a sudden, I was buying salads instead of sandwiches. Small victories happened week by week, and it's 100% because of Harbor, their staff, their gym, the golf. My husband is getting out of the house and working out with me. His golf game is increasing, we're lifting together, and we feel good. Harbor, where I lost my reins and got my gains.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, That's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
Welcome back. It is a 21-14 halftime lead for Henley here at North Bend. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. Well, we thought after the first quarter that this might be another blowout win for Henley. The Hornets were up 14-0, but the Bulldogs stormed back. They got a touchdown and then a tip drill interception off a really unlucky bounce. Were able to turn that into a touchdown, tied the game up at 14. Henley able to answer and retake the lead, but overall, Kevin, not quite the first half you're hoping for if you're Henley, especially when whether or not you get the number 1 seed is in the hands of a computer.
Yeah, the Henley defense really didn't play that badly. That second touchdown, they had a short field. They only had to go 10 yards after the turnover, so Henley defense still doing a pretty good job, but North Bend, I think, has made some nice adjustments in the second quarter that enabled them to move the football really well. They were really effective passing the football. They went to the quarterback run almost exclusively, and that worked for them as well. So North Bend trying to get this game into a shootout. I think Henley still has the advantage with the speed, and I think that their offense can execute and keep scoring, but definitely want to limit the turnovers and try to get a few takeaways of your own here in the second half.
You've got the scoring summary in front of you there, Kevin. Let's have it. Yeah,
the scoring started off with a Logan Whitlock 12-yard touchdown run. 5:32 left to play in the first quarter. Henley went up 7-0, and then with 3:49 left in the first quarter, Luke Bennett caught a 60-yard touchdown pass from Joe Janney. Henley was leading 14-0. And then North Bend got on the scoreboard with a 20-yard touchdown run from Daniel George. 10:22 left to play in the second quarter. 14-7. Hornets still had the lead, but then that turnover after an interception and a good run back. The 12-yard touchdown pass. That was to Aiden Nelson that tied the score at 14. And then at 5 minutes and 11 seconds left to play in the half, Logan Whitlock scored again with a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Hornets took the lead 21-14. They lead by 7. That's where we are right now.
As we said earlier, it is homecoming and senior night here at North Bend. Very festive, energetic atmosphere all night. Lot to play for the Bulldogs. I will say, some of our sharp-eyed viewers may have noticed on the stream we have the records displayed above the score bug. You may have noticed that North Bend has an extra game on their record. They're 7-2. That's because in Week 5 they were scheduled to play Klamath Union, but the Pelicans had to forfeit due to a lack of players. The Bulldogs were able to schedule a game with 3A Santiam Christian, who also had their opponent forfeit that week. They won 31-28, so got the pretty rare 2 wins in 1 week.
Yeah, that's a good week. You can do that. You can pull that off for sure.
But as we've mentioned, this is 7-2, 3-2 in league play. They were having a really good season up until that game last week when they went to Ashland, were upset 44-20. They were right. They had a sole possession of 3rd place in the league, which that's not an easy position to get behind teams like Henley and Mazama, but they still hold it by virtue of the tiebreaker over Marshfield, who actually, we got an update, leads Mazama 6-0 at halftime.
Yeah, that scores at halftime. Marshfield leading Mazama 6-0, and they've got a chance to make the playoffs as well if things fall the right way. So big game for them. Just a few miles from here. Also, Lost River leading Cross Point 45-6 at halftime. And second quarter, Ashland is leading Klamath Union 21-0. So there's a few scores we've got in here at the half. And, you know, North Bend, I would say last week was an upset, I think, at Ashland. You know, high school, that's what makes high school so different. You never know. You have a bad night. Ashland has just enough athletes to give them trouble.
Right.
And Ashland did have the win. Had North Bend won that game, this would have been for the league title tonight. So North Bend, a very capable team, and they'll be playing next week when the playoffs begin, for sure.
Yeah, so this is actually big. If these results hold, if North Bend loses and Marshfield wins, then Marshfield would move into the third place spot in Special District 4 and get an automatic playoff bid. North Bend, as number 11, still should make the playoffs because of the final playoff spot. So for those who are unfamiliar, there are 5 districts in the 4A classification. The top 3 teams in each district, or in each league or district, whichever you want to call them, they're both it's the same thing, really. The top 3 teams make the playoffs automatically. The 16th spot in the playoffs goes to the highest ranked 4th place team in the computer rankings in either Special District 3 or Special District 4, both of which have an extra team. They have 7 teams in that league, while the other 3 leagues just have 6. So North Bend and Marshfield, one of which would be in that 4th place spot in Special District 4, are currently 11th and 12th, respectively. You go up to Special District 3, Staten and Philomath, who are both 2 and 3, one of them is going to be in that 4th place spot, are 16th and 17th, respectively. So all things considered, either North Bend or Marshfield should, by all means, be playoff bound later tonight. But obviously, you know, you want to maximize your seeding. So either one of those teams would certainly prefer to get the automatic bid as a third place team, as opposed to getting that one at-large spot.
Sure, that's right. And this league will be well represented. We have a good league this year. So, yeah, we'll probably get all 4 teams in. But like you said, we'll have to wait till it all shakes out after tonight's results.
We're going to take another break. We are a few minutes away from the start of the second half. The scoreboard clock here says about 3.5. But you have to think with the homecoming and all that, the teams haven't even come back out for warm-ups yet. So it's probably going to be a bit more than that. We'll keep an eye on it for you during this break. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. You're listening to Henley Football on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
During COVID, I gained over 24 pounds. I lost motivation in working out. I lost motivation in eating healthy. And for me, if I'm not active, I just don't eat well. But then I started taking a class at Harbor's gym called High Low. The first week I felt like I didn't fit in and I couldn't do it. But the instructor was so kind and thanked me for coming and told me how well I did. I was like, no, I wasn't, but it made me come back the next week and the next week. And soon enough, I was keeping up with the class. I started introducing more classes and then going Saturdays. I learned how to lift weights accurately with repetition. I started lifting on my own. I started golfing too with my husband. And all of a sudden, I was buying salads instead of sandwiches. Small victories happened week by week, and it's 100% because of Harbor, their staff, their gym, the golf. My husband is getting out of the house and working out with me. His golf game is increasing, we're lifting together, and we feel good. Harbor, where I lost my reins and got my gains.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
Welcome back. We are just a couple minutes away from the start of the second half here at North Bend. Henley leads 21-14. Hornets will get the ball coming out of to start the third quarter, rather.
We had a good night of football all across the conference. Some good close games. This one's nice. It's a tight game.
Yeah, Mazama trailing 6-0 against Marshfield at halftime. You know, we talked about could Henley possibly have a bit of a big win hangover after pulling off the 4A football version of the Visigoths sacking Rome last week.
Right.
But big loss hangover is certainly a thing, too. And, Mazama, after having their 9-year league championship streak snapped in such a really honestly embarrassing fashion, if you're Mazama, to have the running clock put on you on your home field. You can't blame them for it would certainly have me a bit listless.
Yeah, I mean, and then it's a long trip to the coast. So when these two schools travel to Klamath, and when our schools travel here, that's another barrier the kids have to deal with. Henley came yesterday and stayed the night tonight. They'll go home late after the game. So, Mazama playing on the road at Marshfield. Marshfield's not an easy place to play. So that'll be interesting to see how that one finishes up. Mazama's just taken the lead in that game, 7-6, as they start the third quarter. Mazama with a touchdown and the extra point, and then they now lead by 1.
So we will keep an eye on that too, because North Bend and Marshfield are tied at 3-2 in the league standings for third place. North Bend does have the head-to-head.
Right.
So they would get that third place spot if both results hold, if both teams lose, or if both teams win.
Sure.
All right. Clayton Wharton getting set to kick off for the Bulldogs. We'll see if Henley can get it back to a 14-point lead here on the opening drive of the third quarter. It's returned short kick by Logan Whitlock, and Whitlock breaks out of a tackle and gets up to the 35. So pretty good starting position for Henley.
Yeah, it's always dangerous when you kick into Whitlock back there. And he did get out to about the 35, so Henley will start. Henley's been very good, I feel, at making adjustments at halftime this year. Their coaching staff does a pretty good job seeing what's going wrong and how they can fix little things here and there. So we'll see.
That's right.
We'll see how they come out. They really did pretty well offensively. That turnover is really what gave North Bend a boost in the first half. So
well, you saw it just last week against Mazama. It was 14-7 at half.
Right.
Henley then went on a 28-0 run.
Right.
So they come out with Whitlock on the right hip of Janney. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Janney, quick throw to Bennett. Bennett has a block. Bennett across midfield, brought down at the North Bend 45. And the Henley sideline just erupted as I couldn't quite see who that was. Laid a mean block to clear a path for Bennett.
That was Emiliano Ortiz Banderas. He was pulling from that line position, and he did. He made a big hole over there, and that's what the sideline was fired up about. A good block, a good play call, and a good start for Henley to start the second half.
Trips left, one to the right. Whitlock on the right hip of Janney. Whitlock gets the handoff. Goes left side, breaks out of a tackle, muscles his way down close to the 35.
A good strong run again. Probably should have been tackled earlier, but just drives those legs and always gets 2 or 3 more yards at the end of the run.
That'll make it 2nd and 3 for Henley on the North Bend 38. 10:48 to go in the third quarter. Hornets lead 21-14. Handoff. Goes nowhere.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of room up the middle. That's the one place it's kind of getting bottled up in a hurry. Henley lines up quickly on the football with 3rd and short.
Trips left, one to the right. Whitlock on the right hip of Janney. 3rd and 2 for Henley on the North Bend 37. Whitlock up the middle and should have the first down. He does.
That was nice work. Coach Pash, he changed the play call just before the snap. And he saw something in there, made a good decision, and they picked up the first down.
Trips left, one to the right. Whitlock on the right hip of Janney. Fresh set of downs for Henley. Janney back to throw. Janney looking deep. Bennett off his hands. It would have been a touchdown right there in the end zone. That was a catchable pass for Luke Bennett.
Yeah, that was a pretty good effort. He had to jump to get to it. I think he had the advantage. He had some springs. He got up there but couldn't quite bring it down. And that was just a good old-fashioned drop-back pass right there. No play action. Henley going for the whole thing on that play. It's 2nd down.
Looks like they're in the same formation. Henley 2nd and 10 from the North Bend 32. Janney to throw again and misses behind Bennett that time. Janney took a shot as he delivered that ball. It'll bring up 3rd and 10 for Henley.
Yeah, he had to hurry the throw just a little bit. That time Bennett did a post, cutting across the field. He had a step or two on his defender, but Joe had to hustle the throw, and it was incomplete. That's 2 just drop-back passes in a row. I like when Henley mixes things up. That's what they're doing to open the third quarter. It's 3rd down and 10.
Looks like they're in the same formation again. Trips left, one to the right. Whitlock on the right hip of Janney. Looks like a designed run. No, Janney will throw and comes up well short of Bennett. That'll make it 4th down for Henley. This Hornets offense seems to be deflating a little bit.
Well, they tried to throw the football 3 times in a row there. That was a little play action that time. Joe had to sprint to the near side, and that throw just kind of skipped on the ground to the receiver. So Henley's deep enough that they're going to try to go for it here on 4th and 10.
Will come out 2 receivers on either side. Whitlock on the right hip of Janney. 4th and 10 from the 32. 9:19 to go in the third quarter. Henley leads 21-14. Janney back to throw. Janney under pressure. Lets it go. And it is off the hands of the receiver. And it's a turnover on downs.
Joe Janney did everything he could do. He was under pressure, under duress, running to his right, and he threw a good pass. His intended target down there was Cole Davis. Cole couldn't hang on.
He did a good job getting back to the ball.
Yeah.
But it just bounced off his hands twice. Tough break for the Hornets. And now North Bend will take over from their own 32, trailing by a touchdown, 9:11 to go in the third. Hansen, hands off. Big hole, and that's going to be a house call. Sean Wilder turns on the Jets, and North Bend might have just tied this game again. He had a big hole right from the start and was just out of there.
Wow. That is a major flip in momentum in this game in one play. Henley turns it over on downs. Next play, 68-yard touchdown run. And this game is an extra point away from being tied.
PAT is up and through. So it's 21-21. 9 minutes even to go in the third quarter. We'll take a break. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. You're listening to Henley Football on 104.3 at 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Welcome back. A 68-yard touchdown run from Sean Wilder on North Bend's first play after Henley turned it over on downs has tied this game 21-21, 9 minutes even to go in the third quarter. So now Henley, whose offense seemed to come undone just a little bit on that last drive, will try to answer. It's a squib to Bennett, and Bennett has some room along the sideline. Bennett high-stepping his way to the 50.
Good field position for Henley.
Looks like we have a flag back near the 30. This could be coming back a ways.
See what the officials have a little conversation, try to figure this out. It will be against the Hornets.
It's holding against Henley. Looks like two. Or did they say there were two holding calls and one was declined? That's what the referee's hand signals seem to indicate.
Well, that takes what would have been really good field position, and that drives Henley back, and they're going to have a long field. Henley's making mistakes tonight, and they're self-inflicted mistakes. They're doing things we haven't seen all season. That happens. I was asked before the game what I thought, to try to predict this score, and I quit doing that a long time ago, Matt. We've seen too many high school games. You never know what's going to happen. And that's what makes it fun. But we've got a tie game here with 8:53 left to play in the third quarter. I don't think anybody would have guessed that.
So Henley will start from their own 19. They come out, trips left, one to the right. Whitlock on the right hip of Janney. Whitlock has a hole. Whitlock to the 30, spinning, still going. Whitlock carrying 3 guys to the 40.
He was carrying 3 defenders with him at the end of that run. Just a great effort. And they get a whole bunch of that field position back on that one play.
Logan Whitlock, 5'8", 180. This dude is a tank. And he gets his team up to the 39-yard line. Gets the handoff again. And that time he's unable to escape a horde of tacklers.
I think he lost his helmet that time.
I think that was a North Bend player whose helmet came off,
Okay,
I think.
yeah, I saw a helmet flying around down there. It's getting rough in there. That was kind of a lucky break for Henley, that play. That was not a clean handoff. And Logan was able to grip the ball just before he had contact. So Henley maintains possession, but no gain on that last play. It'll be second down.
2nd and 10, Henley from their own 39. 2 receivers on either side. Whitlock on the right hip of Janney. Handoff to Whitlock. Whitlock with room. Whitlock into the secondary. Whitlock pushed down at the 47.
Henley showed motion that time. They put Montag in motion from the far side of the near side. A little different look.
2 receivers on either side. Whitlock on the left hip of Janney. And North Bend jumps. That'll give Henley a first down. Joe Janney worked the hard count to perfection there.
It's a good break there. And we're seeing this game come down to what matters. The team that makes the fewest mistakes, the more disciplined team, the team that can execute, can come away with the win.
Moves Henley just across midfield into North Bend territory. Ball on the Bulldogs' 48. Fresh set of downs. 2 receivers on either side. Whitlock on the left hip of Janney. Janney takes it, runs left. Designed run. Janney spins out of a tackle. Janney still going. Joe Janney down inside the 30, close to the 25. 6:41 on the clock, 21-21. And a Henley player is down behind the play.
Yeah. The good news is that was a big gain. Great run by Joe. Bad news is there's a Henley player down the far side.
We'll step aside for a moment. They attend to the injured player. You're listening to Henley Football on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
During the Les Schwab Founders Celebration Sale, save up to $150 instantly on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
What rhymes great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Good one.
Welcome back. It looks like Thomas Bakke is the injured player for Henley. He's being helped off. That would be a big loss for the Hornets if he's unable to continue. He's a great piece of that offensive line.
Yeah, Thomas, really, really good. Special player on the interior there. Of course, we hope he's all right.
But a great run from Joe Janney has Henley with a 1st and 10 at the North Bend 28. Tie game, 21-21, 6:41 to go in the third quarter. They come out trips right, one to the left. Whitlock on the right hip of Janney. Janney to throw. Quick throw. Tipped up and caught by Bennett, who spins his way for a gain of about 5, maybe?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell from this angle.
That was a wacky catch. He bobbled it off his hand. I think it actually went over his helmet, the top of his helmet, and then he kind of spun around and it ended up back in his hands again. So a crazy catch, but good concentration. That's what you have to do, and he did. He picked up about 4 or 5.
Trips left, one to the right. Whitlock on the left hip of Janney. Hornets 2nd and 5 on the North Bend 23. 6:29 to go in the third quarter. Henley trying to lock up the number 1 seed. The handoff to Whitlock. And he gets to about the 20. That'll make it, that should make it 3rd and 2 for Henley.
Not as much room up the middle, but that was a pretty good run. And you have to think Henley will take 2 downs here. It's 3rd and 2. We'll see if they can pick it up on this down.
Trips left. Man comes in motion. Whitlock gets the handoff, and he should have enough for the first down. And he does.
Yeah, that was a nice play. Good blocking by that left side, and Hornets that time brought someone in motion to block on that left side. So for the most part, when we see that motion, it's worked. Just a little different look for that defense.
Henley down to the North Bend 13. 1st and 10, under 5.5 to go in the third quarter. Trying to take the lead here in a tie game. Whitlock gets the carry. Whitlock hit from behind and driven down for a short gain. Gets to the 10, so that'll make it 2nd and 7 for Henley.
This is a big possession for Henley. They need to finish this drive. They know it.
2 receivers on either side. Whitlock on the right hip of Janney. Whitlock gets the handoff. Whitlock tries to go up the middle, runs into a crowd, still muscles his way down inside the 5.
He is so good when he's approaching that end zone. He's just one of those kids that has a nose for the goal line, and he will just do whatever it takes to score. And he almost did there.
And like I said, just a tank. I mean, he's had several of those Derrick Henry type runs where he's just dragging people.
Right. It's 3rd and short. They can still get a first down here without getting a touchdown.
3rd and 2. Designed run for Janney. Right side. Janney going for the end zone, and he's got it. Touchdown, Henley. 4 minutes even on the clock here in the third quarter. Henley takes a 27-21 lead, PAT pending.
A good time to use Joe that time. Everybody's probably thinking Logan will get the football. Joe has been very good. He runs to the outside very well. His speed is kind of deceptive. Once he gets around that corner, he can really aim for that pylon, and that time he scored the touchdown.
It's his 5th rushing touchdown of the season as Pisano hooks the PAT wide left. So it remains 27-21 Henley with 4 minutes on the clock here in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. You're listening to Henley Football on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back. Joe Janney with a short touchdown run to put Henley back on top. Jaime Pisano missed the PAT. And North Bend now gets the return up to about midfield.
I think that was Sean Wilder running the ball back for North Bend there. And North Bend's got some speedsters of their own, and we're finding this out. Long runs and good run backs on special teams. And so now North Bend's got good field position at their own 46-yard line to start this drive. It's been a good game. Good game, good high school football game here. It's the little things, it's the little things that make the difference sometimes, and Henley just hasn't done them quite as well tonight, and they're caught in a tough game.
This is the first really game that's gone this far that Henley's played all year. The run for Wilder is sniffed out immediately, and he's brought down for a loss.
That's Caleb Swanson Utley, I believe, back there. Nice tackle for loss. Good way for the defense to start this possession.
.320 to go in the third quarter. Henley up 27-21. North Bend near midfield driving. Hanson back to throw. Hanson over the middle. It's caught. First down and more for Monaco Morris. Monaco Morris down to the 10. Wow, he just made a quick move and turned on the Jets there.
Yeah, the Henley secondary got turned around just a little bit, and he was able to cross the field and find a lot of room on the near side, and he's got some speed as well.
North Bend can take the lead here.
Right.
Because of the missed PAT by Jaime Pisano on Henley's last touchdown.
That's one of those little things we were talking about. Extra points.
Handoff. And immediately brought down is DeBella.
Cohen Redmond, first one there. It's a good tackle. Very short gain. It'll be second down.
Call it 2nd and 8 for North Bend on the Henley 12. 2:45 to go in the third quarter. Henley up 27-21. Two receivers on either on the right, one to the left. Low snap and immediately hit in the backfield as he tried to pick it up and run was Cole Hanson.
Luke Chase was there in a hurry, and that was good of Hanson just to maintain possession. That ball was snapped right at the ankles. He was able to pick it up, and it's 3rd down and 10 now for North Bend with the ball at the Henley 14.
A minute 55 to go in the third quarter. Hanson back to throw. Hanson gonna run with it. Hanson has room. Hanson forced out just shy of the 5. And I think we have a flag on the play. Let's see what this is about.
Kyle Nichols came up, made a nice tackle.
It's a blindside block against North Bend. So another big break for Henley in the form of a penalty.
Yeah, and those are big ones. Those are, I believe that's a 15-yarder. So that's going to make things a little more difficult for the Bulldogs here as they try to take the lead on this drive.
moves North Bend back to the 23. It makes it 3rd and 19 for the Bulldogs with 1:43 to go in the third. Henley leads 27-21. Hansen back to throw, under pressure, evades the sack, still going right side, and they bring him down at the 30.
Good pursuit over there by Henley. They had a couple shots at him, and Matt Iverson ends up with the tackle. And that was a big play.
Looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, they're kind of in that weird spot. A field goes too long. A punt doesn't help all that much, so
this would be a huge stop for Henley. 4th and 25 for North Bend from the 29. Henley sideline making some noise. Hansen over the middle, caught, but brought down at the 15, nowhere close to the first down. That was Daniel George on the reception.
Henley defense did that perfectly. You've got to keep everyone in front of you. You don't want anything get behind you for a long touchdown on 4th down. And they played that just right, even though the ball was caught. They're able to take possession on downs.
Bend but don't break is exactly what the Henley defense did on that drive. And they bent a long way.
Yeah, we've seen them do that this year a few times. They'll give up a few yards, but they're very good around the goal line. So Henley takes over.
Up 27-21 with 1:10 to play in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 14. Logan Whitlock gets the carry. Logan Whitlock from the left side. He's got plenty of room. Whitlock up to the 40. Whitlock still going to midfield. Whitlock into North Bend territory. Logan Whitlock just has a knack for showing up when Henley needs him most.
This is a time in the game you want to go with your best play. And that run play over the left side of the line, I think, that's what Henley relies on the most. And that time it was another huge gain as the ball driven clear over midfield.
Takes them from their own 14 to the North Bend 46. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Trips right, one to the left. Whitlock from the left hip of Janney gets the handoff and goes to the right side. Whitlock into the secondary, spun down just past the 35.
Good blocking on that play all around. Lineman did a good job sealing the inside. Montag from his receiver spot did a nice job kicking out his defender. Well blocked, and that's how you get first downs.
.35 seconds to go in the third, clock running. Henley 1st and 10 at the North Bend 33. Trips right, one to the left. Whitlock from the right hip of Janney gets the handoff and goes up the middle. Doesn't get much.
That'll probably be the last play of the quarter. We're going to the fourth quarter.
Looks like it will be as Henley heads to their sideline. So we end the third quarter. Henley 27, North Bend 21. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. You're listening to Henley Football on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Ah, I see.
Welcome back as we start the third quarter. Fourth, excuse me. Whitlock, bye-bye. Touchdown, Henley. Just like that. Henley back up 2 touchdowns.
That's one thing about this running game. They can just strike. This running game can strike at any time. And the first play into the fourth quarter, Logan Whitlock with a big 33-yard touchdown.
That's his third of the night, if I'm not mistaken. So they will just kick the PAT instead of going for 2. Pisano makes this one. So it's 34-21 Henley with 11:53 to go in this ball game. We'll go ahead and keep it here since we just came out of a commercial break.
Isn't that game at Marshfield? He just said it was at.
Man, that's just what you want if you're Henley. You come out in that fourth quarter. This game's still in question. First time in a long time we've seen a game in question in the fourth quarter. And some nice execution there. Henley just needs to calm the mistakes down, execute like they know how, and they can finish this game. Henley's very good at finishing games. We've seen them do that, especially if they can take a lead into the last 3 or 4 minutes. They're really good at managing the game at the end. So very fortunate situation getting that touchdown on the first play of the fourth quarter.
And I think ultimately you have to think that, having to play a 4-quarter game at this stage of the season will benefit them for the playoff run because, once you get into the semifinals and championship rounds, you're going to be facing some really good teams, and those games are going to go the distance. Oh, my goodness. What a hit.
That was Ronan.
Woo-hoo!
Ronan Wright, who's been having a great season the last 2 or 3 games. Earned himself a starting spot and a good special teams tackle right there.
Henley has laid some nasty hits tonight, and that was just the latest. Sean Wilder, the unfortunate recipient there, as he returned it to the 25. So now Cole Hansen, who's had a pretty nice game tonight and was crowned homecoming king at halftime, will try to lead North Bend back from another 2-touchdown deficit.
He's had a nice game at quarterback. Made a lot of good throws. Not many mistakes on his behalf. Having a good night.
Hansen back to throw. With time. Rolls left. Lets it fly. Open receiver, and it is caught. Still going across midfield. That's Monaco Morris.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this. Receivers are finding their way behind the defensive backs. He was all by himself, just standing at about the 45. Hansen put a lot of air into the ball, and he made the easy grab for a big first down.
We have a very helpful viewer in our YouTube live chat. Brett Ingolstatter, sorry if I messed up the pronunciation there, is giving us Mazama Marshfield updates. Marshfield is up 2013 on Mazama.
Interesting.
Hansen, plenty of time, rolling right. He's going to take it himself and doesn't pick up too much. Gets to the Henley 40.
Yeah, the Hornets defense did a nice job actually containing that. He was able to scramble out of the pocket, but he didn't have a lot of room on the sideline. So just a modest gain, probably 3 or 4 yards. That was Caleb Swanson-Utley with the tackle.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. North Bend, 2nd and 6 on the Henley 42. Handoff goes to Wilder. Wilder gets close to the 30, and that should move the chains. It will move the chains.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of old-fashioned handoffs from North Bend. They've been going with the quarterback runs and the passing. So that was a nice little change of pace, and it worked out for them. They picked up a first down.
So as the clock hits 10 minutes remaining in the game, Henley with a 34-21 lead. Marshfield comes to the line, 1st and 10 on the Hornets 32. Handoff with plenty of room to run is Isaiah DeBella, and he makes it down to the 35.
North Bend here going to the run a little bit. Down 13 in the fourth quarter. But
25, excuse me.
They're finding it working for them.
2nd and 3. Handoff was botched, but Hansen able to get the first down.
That's a pretty good result for a broken play, for sure. He turned around to hand the ball off, and nobody was there. So he kept it, and he was able to get enough to move the sticks. Yeah.
I think DeBella fell down. He tripped as he was coming up to get the handoff. $9:10 to go in the game. 2-touchdown lead for Henley, but North Bend 1st and 10 on the Hornets 18. Hansen back to throw. Hansen looking, rolling right. He's going to keep it himself. He's got room. Whitlock able to force him down around the 15-yard line.
That was a good open field tackle there from Logan Whitlock. Logan's been in and out on defense the last quarter or two. Coach Stork rests him a little bit when he can, but he's back in there right now. And that was a good tackle.
Eight and a half to go. 2nd and 6 for North Bend on the Henley 14. The fake sweep keeper for Hansen is sniffed out immediately.
Cohen Redmond with another big play. He always comes up with tackles when they just need them, it seems like. Good defensive play. That leads to a 3rd down here.
Hansen. They run the same play, it looks like. And it's another short gain. I think that'll make it about a 4th and 4, maybe? No, 4th and 2.
Yeah. This is a huge play. Henley with a 13-point lead, 7.5 minutes left to play.
North Bend on the Hornets' 10-yard line. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Handoff to DeBella. DeBella upended.
Oh, Whitlock got in the backfield in a hurry and cut him down, but it's going to be close.
Yeah. Ooh, man. They may have to bring the chains. No, they'll say he got the first down.
Yeah, Logan couldn't have played that any better. He made a good effort, just not quite in time, and they picked up the first down.
Handoff, Wilder, up the middle, upended, inside the 5.
They're just chipping away. They're not in too much of a hurry. They realize there's plenty of time left in the game.
6:40 remaining. 1st and goal for North Bend, or 2nd and goal, excuse me, on the Hornets 4. Couple backs in the backfield with Hansen. Handoff goes to Wilder, and Wilder just short of the goal line, down at the 1.
His line opened up a nice hole for him over there. It closed quickly. I thought he was going to score, but he's down at the 1.
And a penalty comes in. No, actually, it's a timeout called by North Bend. We'll keep it here. This is a big play coming up.
This is a huge play coming up. North Bend, if they can finish this off with a touchdown, then gives them plenty of time. That was a good move. I think a coach on the far sideline for North Bend saw something may have been going awry, and they might have avoided a penalty there. Calling the timeout was a good move. So they'll have a little time to talk about this play, and it's a big one.
They look like they were lining up in kind of a power run formation. We'll see how they come out here. 6:04 remaining in the game. Henley up 34-21. It'll be 3rd and goal, North Bend from the 1. Hansen back in the shotgun. He'll hand it off, and upended is Wilder, and he's short. Wow. Henley sniffed that out immediately.
They did. I think it was Logan Whitlock again. It's 4th down now, on the ball quickly.
They're going to try to sneak it. They get the push and the touchdown. So it's back to a 1-score game here with 5:43 remaining.
That was just tough football. Both lines really played well those last 3 or 4 downs. North Bend just able to get just enough. They got just enough to get a 1st down to keep the drive alive and just enough to score. Good football.
Clayton Wharton on for the PAT. It is up and good. Somehow got it past a blocker. So that cuts it to 34-28. Henley still ahead with 5:43 remaining in the ball game.
That was an interesting drive. I like that from North Bend. You would think a lot of times you're behind by 2 scores in the 4th quarter. You might want to pick up the pace. You might want to throw the football, try to get big chunks of yardage. They really didn't do that. They kind of kept their calm. They ran the ball in the interior quite a bit, handed it off to their backs, mixed it up. So some good, confident football over there. And, they think they could win this game. We haven't seen that yet with a team really against Henley yet this year. North Bend thinks they can pull this off, and that drive was a good way for them to get there. How does Henley respond? Well, the #1 team in the state, we're going to see how they do right here.
They just announced over the PA here at North Bend that Mazama and Marshfield are tied at 20 with 5 minutes to go in the game. And that got a little bit of a reaction from the crowd. So now Wharton to kick it off. And they're going onside, but a clean catch. Excellent work by the hands team. That was
Wyatt Fussell.
Yeah, Wyatt Fussell.
Let me tell you something. Those onside kicks work when you fall asleep. You're not paying attention. And good job from Henley that time. Wyatt was no question. He handled that kick perfectly, and Henley will start near midfield.
And he took a couple hits even as he went down. Great job hanging on to that ball.
Well done.
So Henley will start right at midfield with 5:42 remaining. They come out. Trips right, 1 to the left. Whitlock on the left hip of Janney. Whitlock gets the handoff. Whitlock bursts through the line, wrestled down at the 40. That'll move the chains.
It's a nice 12-yard gain on 1st down. This is what we talked about. There's 5.5 minutes left to play in the game. Henley's been very good at finishing games. They know how to work the clock. They manage it well. They execute usually. They run the football. We'll see if they do that here. It's a good start to this drive.
Same formation. Whitlock again. That time he's unable to get past the line, but does gain 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Henley. Well, no, they only spot him at the 39. So 2nd and 9 for Henley. Just under 5 minutes to go. Hornets up 34-28.
Coach Paschke calls the play. Henley taking their time here.
Designed run for Janney, left side. Janney is forced out of bounds as he breaks the tackle.
That was a good play call. You can actually have play action on a run. Kind of. We've seen that tonight. He fakes the handoff to Logan and then keeps it himself. When you have a running quarterback that can do that, you can run that little fake. And if you do a good job hiding the football, that'll give you an open lane. And Joe Janney made a nice run there.
That was Cole Hansen there forcing him out of bounds. Quarterback playing defensive back, so a little QB on QB physicality. You don't see that much, Kevin.
Some good athletes out here.
Another designed run for Janney, this time to the right side. Janney through the line. Janney, see ya! Touchdown, Henley. 34-yard touchdown run for Joe Janney. And that might, keyword might, be the dagger.
Yeah. There's
still 4:29 to go.
Yeah, there's still a lot of football, but that was another good play call as they're kind of looking for Whitlock. And then Janney, how many times have we seen that? He's just such a good runner, and they use him just when they need him at the right time. Big touchdown.
PAT is up and good for Jaime Pisano. So it's a 41-28 lead for Henley with 4:29 to play in this ball game. Hornets trying to close out the regular season undefeated and secure the #1 seed in the 4A playoffs.
Well, they played like a #1 team on that drive. A lot of pressure, facing a little bit of adversity tonight against a good team. And they moved the football just as they wanted to. Big touchdown there as they stretch out their lead now, 41-28, with about 4:29 left to play here in the game. Another update from nearby, Marshfield now taking the lead, 26-20. That game's late in the game.
That's big. Remember, if these results hold, if North Bend loses and Marshfield wins, Marshfield gets third place in Special District 4 and an automatic playoff spot. North Bend would have to settle for the at-large bid. The return by Wilder is up just past the 30, and a flag comes in after.
We'll see what this is. This is when the mistakes will cost you. Got to be disciplined late in the game.
It's holding against North Bend.
So they'll place the ball just outside the 20. And North Bend will need to go just about 80 yards here to try to close the gap.
First and 10, North Bend from their own 21. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Hansen back to throw. Over the middle. Caught. And evading one tackle, but not another, was Aiden Nelson. And I think Nelson might be down after that one.
Yeah, he's a little slow to get up. Chris Janney was in there.
We're going to step aside while they take care of him. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. You're listening to Henley Football on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
During the Les Schwab Founders Celebration Sale, save up to $150 instantly on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
And I coach, so I try to do this.
What was great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Aiden Nelson being helped off the field for North Bend. That would be a huge loss for the Bulldogs if he's unable to continue. Again, leading receiver on this team. Came into tonight with 596 receiving yards on 46 catches for the season. For at least one play, they'll have to continue without him. Inside 4 minutes to go. Henley leads 41-28. North Bend from their own 29. Hansen back to throw. Hansen rolling right, pursued. Hansen trying to juke. Does, but is wrapped up by the trailing defenders. He was able to make Logan Whitlock miss there.
Henley with good pursuit, and it's a good thing. They needed about 3 or 4 players to finally wrestle him down. Logan was their first miss to tackle. Matt Iverson comes in. He has the sure hands and makes the stop.
3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs on their own 30. Handoff up the middle. First down and more for Sean Wilder up to the 39. 38 rather is where they spot it. 3:14 to go. Clock running. Bulldogs have to hurry here. One receiver to the left, 2 to the right, 2 in the backfield with Hansen. They hand it off. It's Wheeling. Wheeling wrapped up for a loss.
That was Kyle Nichols. He came a long way to make that play.
And North Bend calls a timeout.
Good tackle. Henley defense playing really well when they need to here in the 4th quarter.
We'll keep it here. Our helper, Brett Ingolstader, in the YouTube chat has given us the final. Marshfield 26, Mazama 20. Well, if you thought last week was a stunner, how about that?
That's a good game over there. We have a good conference this year. I think our teams will do well in the playoffs. I really do. If we send 3 or 4, I think we'll be well represented. Some good clubs. North Bend's really impressed me tonight. I think they could play with just about anybody in the state if they play like they have been tonight.
So if the Bulldogs are unable to complete the comeback, though, they would drop to 4th place and would have to settle for the at-large bid to the 4A playoffs. We're being told that was actually Henley that called the timeout, not North Bend. So both teams have 2 timeouts.
Okay.
The referees initially motioned for a North Bend timeout.
Yeah,
I
they
guess
did.
he just pointed the wrong way. It happens. Hansen, quick throw, broken up. Great job by Kyle Nichols to read that throw.
Absolutely. That's 2 plays in a row for Kyle. He made the big stop on the last play, and he played that one perfectly. Stepped in front of the pass. And it's 3rd down now for North Bend.
2:50 to go. North Bend trailing 41-28. 3rd and 13 from their own 35. Hansen pressured, lets it fly over the middle, and it is broken up. He threw into double coverage there, looking for Sam Mickelson, and Mickelson was almost able to haul it in.
I was going to say that. That was a good effort by Sam Mickelson. He almost came down with a football. It was crowded down there. There were 2 defenders, but Henley was good to be there. They're in the right spot.
Mickelson is a huge big play threat for North Bend. He has 6 touchdowns and 569 yards on just 24 receptions. We haven't seen him very much tonight. 2 receivers on either side. 4th down. Hanson back to throw. Hanson over the middle. Broken up.
Mark Carpenter on the defense there. And that ball will go to Henley on downs.
Well, Mark Carpenter has 6 interceptions on the season. Only 3 players in Oregon have more. That one hit him right in the chest. It could have been number 7, but that's actually one that he probably didn't want to get, as
right.
It was near midfield, and the 4th down incompletion will start Henley at the 35.
Yeah, Mark knows how to play defense for sure. He's very good at the defensive back position, and he gives his team the football.
So this should be a simple run out the clock situation for Henley here with just over 2.5 to go as Whitlock powers his way down inside the 30 on 1st down.
Good push from that offensive line. That's just what they need right now.
North Bend takes a timeout.
Yeah, they still have a couple timeouts left, so Henley does need to move the football. It's not quite over yet. But that was a good start. That having a 1st down carry go for 7 yards, that's what you want. Henley can pick up another 1st down. They can probably win this game.
So they just announced the final score of the Mazama Marshfield game. Mazama lost 26-20, and that drew a pretty loud cheer from the Hornets side.
Good old rivalry.
Yeah.
But that'll be interesting to see how that affects Mazama's ranking in the poll, because they'll be right on the verge now. They may get a home game. They may have to travel. We'll see how it all works out. A lot of good football tonight across 4A.
2nd and 3 for Henley on the North Bend 28, 2:31 to go. 41-28 lead for the Hornets. Whitlock gets the handoff, goes up the middle, and will have the 1st down. And North Bend uses their last timeout.
Yeah, they immediately call a timeout to try to stop the clock here, but with 2:26 left and a new set of downs, I think Henley's in pretty good shape. They're going to escape out of here with a win.
Yeah.
What a game.
Yeah, I mean, it was, definitely a lot of the mistakes are something that you don't want to see at this point in the season, but that can't happen when you've more or less coasted through most of the season.
Right.
Had your starters out by halftime for the past couple games, or for a couple of the past several games.
Right. You're going to make mistakes. That's going to happen. I think the key is how you react, how you respond to those mistakes. And Henley kept it pretty cool. They did a good job. They kept their composure. They executed in the 4th quarter. And it's going to earn them a win tonight.
This is a solid team, too, no question. Number 11 in the OSAA rankings as Whitlock gets the handoff, bounces to the right side after trying to go up the middle, and he runs it down all the way to the 15.
Yeah, you can't give up tackling him because he will keep going until you bring him down. So it's a nice gain on 1st down again. It'll be 2nd and about 2. He did go out of bounds there, so the clock is stopped at 2:19.
Yeah. Janney on the keeper, gets down to the 10.
Another 1st down. That's really turned into a 1-2 punch for the Hornets with Whitlock and Janney as a runner. He really is used as a runner as much as a quarterback. And for a sophomore player to come onto this team and lead a number 1 club to an undefeated season, it's definitely a good effort. from Joe Janney all season and tonight as well.
And especially when you have to fill the shoes of a guy like Shaw Stork.
Right. Henley can just kneel on the football. They're in the victory formation. They can end this ball game.
They are indeed. So Henley will go 9-0 and will be the #1 seed in the OSAA 4A playoffs. We don't know who or even when they'll be playing next.
Right.
The bracket will release over the next few days. They will either play on Friday or Saturday, depending on who they get.
Right.
But they will host the first 2 rounds before heading to a neutral site for the semifinals and championship game.
Well earned from this team. #1 seed. They'll get if they can continue to win, they'll get a couple of home games.
Meanwhile, North Bend will drop to 4th place in Special District 4 with this loss and Marshfield's win tonight. But they should be all but guaranteed the at-large bid as the 11th ranked team in the OSAA rankings. They're going to be a tough out, I'll tell you what.
I think so, too. I mean, you don't want to get them now. They're looking good. They're improving. I thought they played a great game tonight. So, yeah, I think that they'll definitely be an at-large team. I think that they'll make the field. Where they have to go, we don't know. We'll find out later this week.
So that will do it. As the clock ticks down, the teams are lining up. Henley hugging it out on the sideline. They may have gotten there the hard way tonight, but they got there. 9-0, #1 seed. Henley 41, North Bend 28, the final score. We're going to take a break. We'll have a recap of the scoring and perhaps some other scores for you when we come back. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. You're listening to Henley Football on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
COVID, I gained over 24 pounds. I lost motivation in working out. I lost motivation in eating healthy. And for me, if I'm not active, I just don't eat well. But then I started taking a class at Harbor's gym called High Low. The first week I felt like I didn't fit in and I couldn't do it. But the instructor was so kind and thanked me for coming and told me how well I did. I was like, no, I wasn't, but it made me come back the next week and the next week. And soon enough, I was keeping up with the class. I started introducing more classes and then going Saturdays. I learned how to lift weights accurately with repetition. I started lifting on my own. I started golfing too with my husband. And all of a sudden, I was buying salads instead of sandwiches. Small victories happened week by week, and it's 100% because of Harbor, their staff, their gym, the golf. My husband is getting out of the house and working out with me. His golf game is increasing, we're lifting together, and we feel good. Harbor, where I lost my reins and got my gains.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Welcome back. Henley 41, North Bend 28, your final score here tonight. Hornets lock up an undefeated regular season and the number 1 seed in the 4A playoffs. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. We're going to make this post-game show pretty quick because I would like to get down there and interview Alex Stork and maybe 1 or 2 Henley players before they get back on the bus as they're heading back tonight. I'll post those interviews on our 960 Sports Facebook page and our Twitter account, so be on the lookout for those. Kevin, you have the scoring summary. Let's go through that real quick.
Yeah, sure. Scoring started off with Logan Whitlock, a 12-yard touchdown run with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And then Luke Bennett with a 60-yard touchdown pass from Joe Janney. Hornets jumped out to a 14-0 lead. North Bend scored twice to tie the score at 14, keep the game interesting. And then 5 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Logan Whitlock gave the Hornets a 21-14 lead with a 5-yard touchdown run. We go into the second half, and once again, North Bend would not go away. They tied the score at 21 with a 68-yard TD run, Sean Wilder. And then Henley gets the lead back, 27-21, a 3-yard touchdown run from Joe Janney. Logan Whitlock adds another touchdown run, 33 yards this time in the fourth quarter to start it off, 34-21. Henley with the lead. Cole Hansen, quarterback for North Bend, he played a good game. He scored on a 1-yard run, and that pulled North Bend to within 6. But Henley gets the difference maker, a 34-yard touchdown run late in the game, 4 minutes, 29 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Joe Janney with that touchdown. Logan Whitlock, 3 touchdowns rushing. Joe Janney, 2 touchdowns rushing on his own, and a 60-yard touchdown pass to Luke Bennett. So Henley offense did the job again, putting up 41 points tonight. Matt?
Good summary there, Kevin. We will take another break. Some final thoughts when we come back. Don't go anywhere just yet. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrik. You're listening to Henley Football on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
Wondering if you're good.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
During COVID, I gained over 24 pounds. I lost motivation in working out. I lost motivation in eating healthy. And for me, if I'm not active, I just don't eat well. But then I started taking a class at Harbor's gym called High Low. The first week I felt like I didn't fit in and I couldn't do it. But the instructor was so kind and thanked me for coming and told me how well I did. I was like, no, I wasn't, but it made me come back the next week and the next week. And soon enough, I was keeping up with the class. I started introducing more classes and then going Saturdays. I learned how to lift weights accurately with repetition. I started lifting on my own. I started golfing too with my husband. And all of a sudden, I was buying salads instead of sandwiches. Small victories happened week by week, and it's 100% because of Harbor, their staff, their gym, the golf. My husband is getting out of the house and working out with me. His golf game is increasing, we're lifting together, and we feel good. Harbor, where I lost my reins and got my gains.
This was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Welcome back. Henley 41, North Bend 28 final score. Hornets wrap up an undefeated season. They go 9-0 and clinch the number 1 seed in the 4A playoffs. Any final thoughts, Kevin?
No, it's just been just an amazing regular season. We knew this team would be good. I was just surprised how good they were early, and they just never let up. They just won and continue to win and get better. And I'm looking forward to the playoffs. It's going to be a fun run.
And this one was probably the closest game they've played all season. Last time they had a game that was ever really in doubt was week 3, I believe it was, when they played Cascade.
Right. This team tonight, I thought North Bend was well balanced on offense, and I think Henley hadn't seen that really yet this year. They did a nice job of running and throwing the football. But Henley responded. The defense played great, like they have been all year, and well-deserved number 1 seed.
We don't know yet who or even when the Hornets will play in the first round. They will face the 16 seed. That will be at home at Henley. It will either be on Friday or Saturday. So be on the lookout for the bracket to drop in the coming days on the OSAA website. Henley is guaranteed home field for the first 2 rounds, the round of 16 and the quarterfinals. They'll head to a neutral site for the semifinals and championship game. And we'll be with you there the whole way. It's been a lot of fun covering this team this season, and we hope that we get to continue to do it for 4 more weeks.
Yeah, a month. How about that?
A month.
Let's go
do
for
it.
a month.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, that does it for us here at North Bend. For my partner, Kevin Petrik, I am Matt Bowling saying good night. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the playoffs. Henley 41, North Bend 28, your final score. Hornets go 9-0 and will get the number 1 seed. You've been listening to Henley Football on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.